Hello, you shiny and sparkly chocolate folks. Welcome back to more Pacific Drive. This is Spartan 500, and I'm going to keep reading. There's a lot to read. Fun. But once I get through all this bullshit, it'll just be whatever's new whenever we come back from a run. So, yeah, if there's anything new. Circuit Gate, Hour to Briefing, recorded November 25th, 1969. We've been considering repurposing the early anomaly barricade technology. We've invested incredible amounts of time, money, and resources into this project, and while it may not work as intended, we still developed something that has intriguing potential applications. I'd like to talk to you a little about those today. First, it's been brought to my attention that some engineers have reconfigured our prototypes to exhibit, shall we say, vigorous whimsical behavior. Together, we have created a response. We've created a responsive, reactive system that is context sensitive. Please, these things aren't supposed to be used for racing checkpoints, Jack in the Box jokes, or visual gags. I don't need to know who has been re engineering these, but I will need you to stop. Do you understand? Okay, if you would take a look at page 3 of the briefs I'm handing out, we can begin. Workbench is not as roomy as what you've got back at the auto shop, but it'll do. From the dumpster, do your eyes deceive you? Are you seeing a friendly face? Or are you anthropomorphizing garbage now? Stable anchor. This anchor is in good condition and has been doing its job very well. Tampering with it for any reason might affect this region of the zone. But then again, it would be such a beneficial resource to have. Access checkpoint. Once upon a time, zone travel was heavily monitored. As instances of instability and unpredictable weather increased, regular checkpoints were installed, not only for security but also to track movement to ensure employees were journeying safely through the region. They allowed ARDA to monitor each vehicle and send out search teams to find any that had not recently checked in. Unstable regions could be even closed off, and safe routes opened up in response to the ever-changing hazards of the zone. Trespassing may have been one kind of problem, but in the increasingly unpredictable corner of the world that was soon eclipsed by by lost or missing colleagues and equipment. Wait, but in an increasingly unpredictable corner of the world that was soon eclipsed by lost or missing colleagues and equipment. Okay. These days, the few remaining zone inhabitants have the still function and still reliable access markers to determine which roads are stable enough to travel on. Okay. Gateway. The way home? This is the way out, and you should be double timing it here, rather than spending your last few seconds scanning things. The way home. Oh, that's funny. Door. It's just a door. Somehow this poorly sealed door can barely defeat a draft, yet it's still sturdy enough to deter just about any trespasser. God damn it. Uh-oh. Okay, whatever. Unrestricted. The price for Ada's craft secrets is unknown, but she made this item unaffected by the Zeti system's embark conditions. Okay. Unreliable. Shaky at best. After knocks and bangs, shocks, or surprises, it's to be expected that this poor battered thing isn't quite at its best. You weren't hoping to rely on it, were you? Cracked. The fractures are growing. Glass is a fragile material. It's inevitable that stress and sudden shock are going to take their toll. It's a good idea to fill these in before they get worse. Flat. You blew it. Truly the most anomalous of conditions that can befall a wheel. A gaping hole in the precious, precious rubber. Fortunately, remarkable advances in tire patch technology mean this can be repaired in no time at all. Alternatively, a spare tire does wonders for continued mobility, and you did pack one, right? Locked, basic. There has to be some way to open this. This is locked, though that always doesn't mean you'll need a key. Many simple locks can be forced with small tools. The tougher ones will require heavier equipment. Keypads, of course, will require a code or zap. Breaking those won't get you anywhere. Locked heavy duty. This one has... Okay. Okay, that's the same thing. Loose wheel. It's wobbling. Of all the components they have on your car, this is certainly one that you don't want to work itself free. It's time to break out a mechanic's kit Mechanics kit and make repairs essential. Sometimes the dumpster knows best. The front of the dumpster wouldn't be the best pal in all the zone if it wasn't handing out things that it thinks you'll really, really need. Things you definitely, certainly should keep in order to, to safely make it through the next leg of your journey. Best pal, thus TBC. Best pal status to be continued, I guess. Particular. Ooh, shiny. Looks like the zone has smiled upon you today. This piece will last you only as long as it holds together. It's just like they say, if you love it, take it out for a ride, then let it go. Old. This tire's all but trackless. Smooth as a... Wait, this shouldn't be smooth at all. The only things such a featureless tire can do are cause skids and suddenly burst. Fair. Oh no. So much to fucking read. Alright, we are getting through this so slowly. 137. Alright, tools. Installation kit. This is a brand new part of your garage just waiting to be installed. What's the holdup? Anchor radar. Enormous energy. Okay, I already read that. Impact hammer. Now, every natural resource can be carefully extracted. Sometimes you need some pneumatically assisted brute force. This captive bolt device is ideal for fracturing crystals, dislodging deposits, or just smashing. Okay, relighted flare. Okay, I already read that. Wait, did I? This may not be the best improvised flashlight the world has ever known, nor is it likely to meet even the most lenient safety standards. It may even singe your eyebrows. It does kind of work, though. First aid kit, an improvised bandage. This will do until you can patch yourself up at the auto shop. Scrapper, tear into anything and everything. Tear into everything out there with this ferocious homemade too. Rapacious? Reduce items to raw materials in moments and walk away feeling mighty. Pry bar. Is it a pry bar, or is it really your first chance to try instead? Is it a pry bar, or is it really your first chance to try the subtle art of lockpicking? After all, this is for the cautious, careful opening of closed containers. It may simply seem longer than conventional lockpicks, or require a little more force. Hand vac. Using most of the same basic principles as a domestic vacuum cleaner, though without any regard for safety constraints, this device allows for the swift collection of just about any solid or semi-solid substance. It will try to suck up anything small it's pointed towards. Interesting. Car maintenance. Electrician's kit. An improvised but perfectly serviceable meter and analysis tool. This will help in diagnostics and repair of most electrical issues. Jumper. Ramshackle but effective. Carefully connect this single-use device to any failing automobile battery and stand clear. Mechanics kit. All the most essential items and equipment that allow a mechanic to do the job. You'll want a few of these on standby to handle engine or wheel trouble. Sealing kit. Say goodbye to holes and leaks by furiously, even frantically patching them with this hastily assembled collection of materials. Then ask yourself why you were talking to a hole, which is in fact the absence of something. Repair putty. When you don't have the time or resources to perform extensive repairs, this is the spit and tape solution that will carry you through and fix up the worst of things. Doors. Anti-corrosive door. Acid through your door? It's more likely than you think. Slow that acid down with a network of reactive sprinklers primed to release a fine alkaline solution. Drive with the confidence of someone who knows they aren't about to dissolve. Crew door. This weary, flimsy piece of oxidized metal will both open and close. It will also keep out the wind and the rain. It just barely meets every technical specification required to be a door. Steel door. This is the type of sturdy, dependable steel door that your grandfather would pat with a trusting smile. Go on, go ahead and do the same. Say something affirming about solid craftsmanship too. Insulated door. Consumer feedback has constantly shown that humans respond poorly to electrocution based on their sentiments and/or the smell of charred flesh. This door has been developed to minimize the discomfort. Panel, crew panel, 1 in week. This partly corroded panel will just about do the job. Don't expect it to stand up to the rigors of the road for long though. Steel panel. A core piece of a car, just about up to factory standard. Dependably rigid, reasonably resistant, perfectly passable, absolutely adequate. Bumpers, steel bumper, the first line of defense for any automobile. This is also the first casualty in most collisions and often the best indicator of how good any driver is, or isn't. Crew bumper. In theory, any old piece of metal could have braced a car against collisions. Brace a car against collisions, and this indeed is certainly any old piece of metal. It's all but disposable, so don't get too attached. It certainly isn't. Wheels. Summer tire. Oh, my sweet summer tire. How little you know about the rigors of the road ahead. Off-road tire. These specialist tires, specialist trays may seem oversized and clumsy, but they offer welcome extra traction in the wet and in the mud. Spare tire. Most conveniently known as a spare tire, is really a whole entire spare wheel. Still, who wants to break with convention and start quibbling over details? Lights, headlight. This factory issued steel sealed beam lamp is rated to emit 55 watts of light dead ahead. Guaranteed to blind oncoming travelers and otherwise deer and add a diffuse sense of mystery to any foggy morning. Crude headlight. It looks stolen. It's not stolen. It's just borrowed. You're going to give it back, right? Side fuel tank. Not enough room inside your car for gasoline? Mount a little bit more to the side and enjoy longer, even more exciting excursions into the zone. This is an extremely safe idea. Don't tell me it can explode. That'd be funny, though. Engines. Carbureted engine. This grumbling beast seems a little too big for a humble station wagon. The whole thing threatens to guzzle gasoline like a puppy gobbling kibble. Still, it's reasonably hard wiring and will do the job of getting you and your car from point A to point B. Utilities. Impulse emitter. Okay, I reread that. Crafting mat. Work out of the back of your car with this rudimentary set of equipment. While it may not be as good as what you have in the garage, it'll work in a pinch and allow you to craft basic items. Arc Dock. This enhanced version of the Arc device is able to administer rudimentary pain relief and first aid to the occupant of the driver's seat. However, the energy this requires will put a substantial drain on the battery. You still remain unsure if this device is a work of genius or is extremely illegal stolen technology or is some combination of both. Handbrake. With one swift tug of a lever, you can lock up. Okay. Side rack. Well, the sturdy rack to the side of your vehicle, and you might just be able to aid. You might just be able to add an attachment there, and yes, this will be extremely inelegant. Cardboard boxes. In Britain, they call this area the boot of the car, but they don't. But they didn't win the War of Independence, did they? Now over 300 million Americans are free to call the back storage of their automobiles however they like. How's that for humor? God, this game is so good with this shit. Refined bulb, a tungsten filament encased within a glass shell of inert gas. Contemporary and incandescent lamps are so energy efficient that they produce more heat than light. Circuit board. This is a half-blank circuit board used for prototyping new layouts, sometimes known as breadboarding. It should not be confused with or used alongside any culinary equipment gear. What has teeth and a bite but no jaw? Probably a lot of things. Actually, this gear is one of them. A lot of things, actually. This gear is one of them. Steel sheet. A broad, flat section of this strong and light and durable metal, ideal for use in panels, doors, and other bodywork. Equipment. Mechanics Eye. Oppie's custom built headset. Using it to scan objects will provide you with more information about the zone. Its mechanical eye diagnostic tool will tell you everything you need to know about your car status. Grounded sweater. Designed to both insulate the wearer and drive and divert discharges. This will somewhat reduce the effects of harmful electrical exposure. It may be scratchy and have a copper trim, that literally grounds you, but it could make all the difference when your body completes a circuit. Okay. Medium backpack. Overburdened with equipment, dropping all your resources. So a little more carrying capacity into your backpack could be a substantial help. Solid backpack. Solid and sturdy. Even though this pack isn't the biggest, it still boasts a reasonable amount of space in which you can tightly pack all sorts of tools and equipment. This chunky lead-lined top will go some way to defending its wearer from radiation, though it may not be lucky. Although it may not be much, limited protection is certainly better than none at all. Alright. Well, I've already looked at everything, though. Fuck. I did those. That's telling me the different roads. Oh, yeah, I got a lot from Surround. Okay, transmissions. Fun. Expeditions. A personal project. Okay. This is classified private.
That worked! And you got back in one piece. This is incredible! While you were out, I started to look into the Zeti system and the data Oppie had gathered for it. Before you set out, you picked an expedition from the route planner, right? Those options were from the original data Oppie had for this project. Old stuff, but it still updated the locations when we booted it up. Pick a location, and the Zeti system gives you a disk drive. That drive doesn't just have the location data. It also has something Oppie calls threads. I don't quite understand what threads are yet. Unfortunately, Oppie didn't leave detailed comments for someone else snooping through her work. But I did find that Zeti stands for Zone Electromagnetic Thread Imaging, so I suspect it's scanning the threads from the rewoven hard drive. I'm delving through the numbers, and the data you collected from the expedition you just went on will be used to update the calculations and rework the hard drive. I believe this is the rewoven aspect of it.
Not that I'm eavesdropping or anything, but I did hear something about collected data. Conditions out in my neck of the woods are pretty dicey.
I'm sorry, this is an encrypted frequency. How did you...
Oh, don't worry. I'm just an entrepreneur here to sniff out a good opportunity. If you send me the details, specifications, and informations about the nonsense you come across while you're out on your expeditions, I can utilize it to craft you some special order parts or tools. That's only a long-distance offer. You send me the info I want, and I'll send your goodies through the pneumatubes.
This is classified, private. Who are you?
Goodness, touchy. I'll keep this to myself, I promise. My name is Ida. That's all I've got time for right now. The instability keeps me on the move. I'll rarely be close enough to even listen, let alone chime in. But hey, help a fellow scientist out. Don't keep all that data to yourself. Good luck.
Hey, how did you get... Well, why would we even trust your promise? And she's gone. Unbelievable. Well, my concerns about her disregard for privacy aside, she has a point and makes a good offer. These expeditions are dangerous, and if all she wants is the data, she'll have to figure out what to do with it on her own. But none of this is worth more than your safety. I do have a lot of questions, though. I need to get back to it, and I'm sure you're busy. Stay safe out there, driver.
Interesting. Legends. Okay, so I don't think I have to do anything because I think I'm good here. It was just the expedition piece I was missing. Okay, that's done. Okay. Okay. Frequency file episode 1. Part 1.
I have the distinct honor to introduce to
President
you
Cook.
the American people, a new scientific... I have the distinct honor to introduce to you the American people, a new scientific frontier, with a raw power like LIM technology in the good hands of true patriots like Dr. Ophelia Turner. The potential is limitless. On this day, we welcome our Faraday future.
The year is 1955. Dr. Ophelia Turner is standing next to President Koch, the top of her head barely clearing his shoulder. She stands, stiff-backed, her hazel eyes affixed on the glass and steel chamber in front of her. She does not appear to breathe until a ball of light appears out of thin air. The sight is tremendous, a lightning bolt frozen mid-strike, and the reaction immediate. The gathering audience roars with excitement and spontaneous applause. On Dr. Turner, only a tightening of her lips indicates that she hears the audience at all. Dr. Turner and President Koch pose for a picture, and she does not smile even then. That picture is the image splashed across newspapers and science journals for the next decade. The mother of LIM technology, they called her. The angel of a new age. The newspapers at that time laid the titles on thick while peddling the impending utopia. Then she recedes into the bowels of a government research facility. She's never seen again in public. There are scant appearances here and there in blink and you miss it promotional videos and blatant propaganda fodder, and then she and the promise of LIM technology disappear.
Interesting. I kind of like those little audio logs. Alright, some motors in you. 2. Welcome back, drivers. I'm Debbie Reed, and today I want to talk to you about radio reception of the zone. As you probably noticed, radio reception isn't so great here. Some of that is mountains, some of that is radiation. But the truth is that most of it is uncategorized environmental anomalies of incredible power. Don't worry, Otter has installed many transmitters and boosters across the zone, and you can pick up a broad range of local signals if you move through the region. These include regional radio, government broadcast, and local amateurs keen to connect with one another. Listen closely, and you might make a friend. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm fucking up. Alright, theories. 1. I have it all figured out. Anomalies are like forces of nature. They're dumb things that happen, but without intelligence. Like, is the wind planning anything when it blows at you? No, it's just the wind. Same as the rain. Sure, it's part of a complex meteorological system, but that doesn't mean it has a brain. Not convinced? Fine, because I have proof that the anomalies are just like weather, and just like the weather, they're manufactured and controlled by government installations hidden in the mountains. Those fake hollow mountains. Hauled out by the cowmen. Sent by JK. What the fuck did I just read? The first part, maybe. The last half, no. Take a good long look at that zone. All those botanists, biologists, chemists, Arda is used in our backyard as a test bed for terraforming. They're reshaping our planet right under our noses. They're changing the oxygen content of the air. They're training giant electric moles to magnetize the soil. They've got robot dogs, and everyone who lives in there gets to enjoy it first. The rest of us dumbos don't want what's coming, and one day when they pull that lever, they'll change this whole planet. But I'm ready for them. I know how to protect myself. Mayonnaise. What in the fuck did I... Theories. Brambles of insanity. Anomaly studies number 1. Arda Cat Ref 1.22. One of the earliest consistently reported anomalies, this mimicked many artificial noises made in its presence. A tiny burrowing bottle-shaped anomaly. This would surface and imitate engine noises, radiostatic, or in particular sirens. Studying these was difficult as those approaching them suffered immediate nausea and dizziness. Sightings dropped to 0 soon after the first crawlers manifested. Okay. Anomaly encounters 2. I'm never saying this because people will say it was whales or dolphins or something, but it wasn't like that. This thing is like a kind of submarine. Sleek, thin, this dull light blue color that blends with the water. It looks metallic, but it bends like a worm. It used to stalk us out there, bumping the hull over and over, and then one night I saw it turn west, just under the water, barely disturbing the water, and it shot away, fast as a torpedo. It's out there somewhere, at sea. Anomaly encounters number 5. It was pure nonsense at first. They were often garbled, and the ones we could decipher made no sense. The dates were wrong, and they talked about made-up events, except they weren't made up, you see. It was the gasoline shortage one, I remember first, because it was so accurate. We had exactly that shortage 2 weeks later, down to the gallon. Then there was that lost technician. I thought no one would believe me, but my supervisor and I listened to the one which predicted the Baker Boy being dissolved. He was, right on time. But after that, as soon as we had them all deciphered, they stopped. Okay, that's not fucking sketch as shit. Oh, no. No. Alright, antennas. Head north. Okay, now I've read that one before. Future stylings. Okay, I've read that one before. Ice cream. Just because reality seems to be reshaping and reconfiguring itself around you, that doesn't mean you don't have time to enjoy some ice cold refreshment. And if you don't treat yourself, who will? Okay, yeah, I wrote that one. Steering wheels. High tech. Stock. There's nothing wrong with bare bones basics, right? Nope. Stickers. I don't give a fuck about. Decals. White stripes. How is it that stripes make your car go faster? Scientists just don't know. Sarcophagus. Guaranteed to help you mow down those pesky weeds. You're the dragon. Okay, I've read these before. Pretend that you're part of a secret artist space project with this decal design. To be clear, there was never such a thing, right? Right? Wave of the future. Don't just ride the wave of the future, become the wave of the future. Paint. Beige. Okay, I read this one. Black paint. Vogue. Alluring. Mysterious. Black is eternally popular. Always chic. And never and forever debonair. Nair? Whatever. Cruise through the zone in the most fashionable of colors and make everyone ask, who is she? Crimson paint. Feeling dramatic? Express yourself with the burnt red of glowing ruby. Okay. Brown. Okay, I wrote that one. Okay. Paint stripper. This dichlorine methane-based solution is a rapid and perhaps even safe way to strip automotive paint. Warning, do not drink. Avoid contact with skin, eyes, or mucous membranes. Use only in well-ventilated spaces. Teal paint. Bring with you the color of a calm ocean or of 1,000 suburban bedroom walls. Let the color, also known as Ulysses blue, inspire you to drive with a new sense of serenity. Drive in peace. Light blue paint. The default and recommended paint job for the first run of the station wagon. First run of the wagon, and featured in an extensive family of the future marketing campaign. Garage decorations, yeah, because I did get that poster. Even currents of 20 milliamperes can be fatal depending on contact area, skin resistance, moisture, and more. Always wear your personal protective equipment. Avoid any hazardous electricity. Oh no. Tinker Station. If your car ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's malfunctioning and in some unusual way, this will help you understand how. Oop. This is such a generously sized target. How difficult could it be to score a few points? Basketball. Board. No one in the zone has handled an orb like this before, and we have no idea what the consequences might be. Charging station. Inductive charging and resonant coupling clearly have ample application. I'm convinced they're the future of so many advances. I also believe they may be viable in transport, even heavy machinery, says Oppie's old notes. Detailing station. Store and install your vehicle cosmetics at this dedicated beautification station. Workbench. Why buy it when you can slap it together yourself with duct tape and saliva? Dr. Ophelia Turner, 1971. Fax machine. Curious, the frequency analyzer and extractor machine shouldn't be receiving anything. Is it even hooked up to the phone lines? For State Station. Don't forget to patch yourself up. If you haven't got your health, you haven't got anything. Transfer trunk. Extra moving capacity is exactly what you'll need after those longer, deeper drives. Now you can transfer all your resources and items with ease, thanks to this portable garage buddy. Fuel pump. If the zone has one thing going for it, it's that gasoline here is free. Gateway link. A truly unique marvel of modern technology. There is surely nothing like this anywhere in the world. Could anyone else even come close to understanding and creating such a thing? Oppie's Puma tube. The Puma tubes, also known as the tubes, span the zone, a low-tech, low-maintenance method of communication and delivery. They've endured in a place where so many advanced alternatives have not. Friendly dumpster. If you're ever in dire need, pay this a visit. As much as the zone takes away, sometimes she also provides. Paint shelf, an artist's workstation. These are your brushes and your palette, so to speak. Let's get creative. Parking sensor. This automated spatial recognition and pattern communication lighting array may be the most advanced invention ever found in the garage. Or it may just be a weight sensor. Who's to know? Matter regenerator. Yeah, I already wrote that. Matter deconstructor. Energy efficient, economical, and probably even ethical. The matter deconstructor. Oh shit. The matter deconstructor will recycle car components in seconds. Be careful not to get your hand caught in the suspension matrix. Route planner. The only way you're ever going to find your way around in this scrambled soup of a place is by carefully, methodically mapping out your progress. Keep track of the different routes using this map, along with information about how safe or dangerous they might be. Outfitting station. Upgrading cars is one thing, but now it's time to spend a few of those zone resources, upgrading yourself. Go on, you deserve it. Tinker station, okay. Fabrication station, this is where the real engineering is done. The fabrication station will allow you to unlock a host of new technologies that will help you upgrade both your auto shop and your car. Status monitor, big screen version of the car's current status. How's a high-res looking? Locker, car packed capacity with clatter and clutter. Offload and organize these objects. Sort and store your stuff. Scanning antenna. Cobbled together using equipment from OP's vault and scavenge spare parts. This will sweep the zone to detect pockets of instability. Wall anchor. A heavy-duty anchor capable of supporting your favorite decorative treasures. Signs, posters, displays, and more. Say system. The zone electromagnetic thread imaging system can scan objects to plan out highly specific routes. Well, I've read everything. Let's see. Thinker. Is there any problem at all? Okay. Station. Okay. I think that's where we'll leave it here. I still got some things to do before we actually head out next time. But my voice is dying, and I think that's all I got for now. I will come back to this. I guess it's spiel time. On the October 31st, I'm planning to do a stream. I will update as time gets closer to that. I'm hoping I'll still be able to do it when I want to. Unknown time, but it'll be sometime that day. It'll be a Halloween stream. And we'll be playing Amnesia the Bunker. So, yay, I've never touched it before, so this will be fun and a nightmare. If you like what I do, or like like the videos, like, subscribe, blah blah blah, usual shit. What is it? If you have any tips, tricks, or just in general information you might think I might want to know, put it in the comments below. Comment or comment zone or like the video if you want to see more of this. That way, give me some way of knowing you want to see more of the shit. Otherwise, I might just stream it. That's about everything, I think. Alright. Peace, bitches.